Can you make a short presentation about your working career, please?
My working career? Yeah, sure. So hi, my name's Phillip. I work for TT Games, currently working on LEGO Marvel Superheroes 2. I've been with TT Games for a little over 10 years now, so I've worked on a whole host of LEGO titles, going all the way back to LEGO Star Wars, LEGO Harry Potter, LEGO Marvel, the first one, and also LEGO Batman titles. And before that, I worked at Electronic Arts, and I was there for about 10 months working on some of their games.
What can you tell us about the pitch of the LEGO Marvel Superheroes 2?
So LEGO Marvel Superheroes 2, so this is a direct sequel to the first LEGO Marvel Superheroes title. So what we're doing is we're actually picking up the story where that left off. If you manage to complete the first LEGO Marvel Superheroes, at the very end there's a post-credits scene where the Guardians of the Galaxy arrive on Earth and they're speaking to Nick Fury. We actually use that as part of our story. So the level that we show here today was a prologue level that takes place just before those events with the Guardians at Xandar. And there's a bad guy called Kang. So Kang's turned up and he's a time traveller. And what he's doing is he's taking locations, ripping them out of time to create his own city called Chronopolis. So what he's doing is as he's running around pulling these locations out, the heroes getting wrapped up in the story and they need to find a way to stop Kang and kind of return all these places back to normal. So we have a whole host of characters kind of dropping in and out. So although we start the game with the Guardians of the Galaxy, very quickly we add people like Captain America, Doctor Strange, Captain Marvel, Black Panther, and all of these characters kind of interacting with each other. And not only that, we have also variations of characters. So for example, Spider-Man will meet Spider-Man from 2099, who'll also meet Spider-Man Noir, and they'll be interacting with each other. So not only is it just a whole host of characters, but different variations of these characters also play part of the story.
What is your Marvel Superheroes preferred and why?
One of my favourite Marvel superhero characters. I've always been a massive fan of Spider-Man. It was something I grew up with, and I was always really a big Spider-Man fan. But what's great is being introduced to new characters and kind of seeing how they work in the world. So finding out about people like Spider-Gwen or Doctor Strange. One of my personal favourites though at the moment is Groot, because of the way that the team kind of brought him to life. Not only can you get to run around as kind of like a big brick built version of Groot, but you also get to kind of transform using Kang's time technology and become Baby Groot, and you get to run around as Baby Groot. And LEGO have done an amazing job of kind of creating this minifigure and being able to play as that in the world. I spend hours just running around as Baby Groot, so he's my favourite at the moment.
As a producer, which are the main difficulties that you have met during the preparation of this game?
So one of the biggest challenges for us is really kind of figuring out, with all this great content, what do we want to include? And one of the things that we have is the game just seems to be getting bigger and bigger and bigger, which is great for us because we're massive fans of the game in the office. We're massive fans of these properties, both Marvel and LEGO. So being able to say, okay, right, actually we want more characters, we want more variations. One of the challenges we've had is actually trying to be able to say, you know what, this game actually has to come out at some point, because if we could, we'd just keep filling it up and up and up and the game would never be released. So we've kind of saying, okay, these are the characters, this is the story, and not only this, but here's all this extra kind of content you get to explore in Chronopolis. So yeah, one of the biggest challenges is just kind of trying to put all of the favourite stuff that we love so much and kind of make sure that it kind of does justice to people who are big fans. So.
How have you worked with LEGO and Marvel on this new game?
So we work really closely with both LEGO and with Marvel, and it's fantastic for us because it means that when we're going to meet with LEGO and we're kind of showing them the game and going, this is what we want to do, they're really excited about it and they're showing us the sets and kind of the cool things that they're creating. And then also we work really closely with Marvel, so they're kind of helping us and saying, yeah, these are great characters, have you thought about this version or this character? And then we're looking at it going, oh yeah, that's really cool, we're also going to include that in the game. And that really open dialogue helps us a lot, and we're actually working with a Marvel writer, a guy called Kurt Busiek, who's worked on Kang's storylines in the past, and that's fantastic for us because we kind of have massive people who are really passionate in the office, and being able to work with a Marvel writer and saying, okay, we want to do this, make sure that the characters feel right, the story kind of makes a lot of sense. It's just absolutely brilliant relationship we've got.
So, what can you tell us about your collaboration with Kurt Busiek, and do you read Marvel comics? And which one?
We work really closely with Kurt, and we wanted to kind of figure out what he did with Kang and be able to help kind of flesh out the LEGO version of Kang, if you will. So he's helped us with the story right from the beginning, and we were kind of having lots of dialogue saying, okay, this is what we want to do, and talking about the characters and who would make really kind of good introductions at various points in the story. So for example, having people like Ravina, Kang's kind of like his wife, and being able to say, okay, she's going to play a part in the story. So that was really good dialogue, and we've got massive fans in the office who are kind of huge fans of all the various properties and reading the comics and everything. I'm actually really behind on my comic book reading, which is terrible. I need to spend way more time with comic in hand, so I'm still playing catch up, but I kind of like to dip into various things. And what's great for me is we have massive fans in the office, and they kind of help us kind of realise that there's some characters that we should need to be reading more. Top of my list to start reading is I want to read up on Squirrel Girl and read some more of her comics. I think she's a brilliant character, and she's just like, so I'm really going to be dipping into some Squirrel Girl soon.
What can you tell us about the Chronopolis, the new open world?
So Chronopolis Open World allows us to kind of show not just this different open world and a different experience, but also bring all of these various locations together. So the way that Chronopolis works, Kang's brought all these locations together. So we've got things like ancient Egypt, we've got medieval England, we've got Sakaar, we've got Asgard, and what's happened is all of these locations are now fused together. And the players actually be able to explore any of these locations. So you could be stood in the middle of a kind of New York noir, and then you go, you know what, I want to go to medieval England. So you can take a character like Spider-Man and start web swinging across Chronopolis and go directly to medieval England. And you'll find characters that are kind of situated for medieval England, not just there, but they'll also permeate to the other locations. So you'll have quests relating to various characters, you'll be able to fight various enemies and kind of help people out from these worlds. And it really does feel very different. So this is kind of feel like an open world that is really expansive. There's a huge amount of characters, huge amount of quests, huge amounts of collectibles, and something that people are going to spend a lot of time exploring.
Thank you very much.
Cool, thanks very much. Thank
Can I
you.
take a picture?
Yeah, sure.
Thank you.